They'll scroll all night, fingers itching for names on the Epstein files, hungry for secrets, for the rot behind velvet curtains, for the whispered proof of power's corruption. Don't get it twisted. I ache for the victims, for the innocent bought and bartered, for the silence stitched into their throats. That horror is real. But what strikes me is this: the same folks who binge conspiracy podcasts, who make memes of monsters in tailored suits, can't find 5 minutes to research what's on the ballot. They'll deep dive court documents but never read a bill summary. They'll share threads about billionaire sins but won't share a link to register to vote. And let me talk to my people for a minute. We'll write dissertations on who was messy on Love and Hip Hop. We'll debate for hours about the latest couple on Love Island. We'll know the birth chart of every rapper's baby mama but can't name our local representatives. We'll turn gossip into gospel, turn memes into movement. But when it comes to the ballot box, to policies that choke us daily, silence. And it frustrates me how invested we'll become in celebrities, gossip, reality TV. But when it comes time to vote or learn the policies shaping our schools, our housing, our children's education systems, we act like it's too complicated, too boring, too far away to bother ourselves with. We'll dissect every plot twist on a reunion special, but shrug at the fine print of laws designed to cage us. We sharpen our tongues on reality TV, quote storylines like scripture, breakdown toxic relationships with the rigor of scholars, but won't dedicate the same precision to dismantling the systems strangling us. Will gather in barbershops and beauty salons, mapping out who should have been eliminated, who cheated, who lied. But when it comes to mapping out how authoritarian rule creeps into our classrooms, our bank accounts, even our wombs, the room goes quiet. Some of us stayed home, stood firm in refusal, said we wouldn't vote because Democrats had blood on their hands, because of ties overseas, because they believed not voting was protest, that silence was solidarity. But silence never saved anybody. And tell me, did the bombs stop falling? Did the suffering end? Did our absence on election day heal the wounds of the oppressed abroad? Or did it only deepen our own? Because the empire didn't fall with our boycott, but the walls of our own house cracked even further. And some threw their ballots at Julia Stein, a name that vanished from conversation the minute the election was over. A distraction, a placeholder for principles that only fueled the ballot box in the direction of the man now in office. A man who looked us dead in the eyes and says, Newsom didn't allow the water to come from the Pacific Northwest. If that were open, you wouldn't have had the fire because all of the sprinklers would have worked in the houses. Like an idiot. And yet here we are, paying the price of protest votes that protected nobody. We keep saying the system isn't built for us, and it's true. But how can it ever be if we stay willfully ignorant, complicit in the erasure of our voices that they have always wanted anyway? If we refuse to participate in the very places where necessary change is decided, we aren't just locked out of the system, we are handing over the keys. And how do we even know that us all collectively showing up won't work if we've never actually tried it? Do we teach our children that never attempting a goal will somehow still bring a desirable outcome? Or do we teach them that effort is the seed of change, that neglect is the soil where erasure thrives, that abandoning the fight today is just signing away their tomorrows? Because silence never saved anybody, in protest without strategy, that's just hand over power with a bow. Now, the very policies we thought we were resisting are the ones writing us out of our futures. The things we choose to stand 10 toes down in didn't move the needle. And now we all feel it. Rights rolling backwards, protection stripped bare, freedoms dissolving like sugar in hot water, leaving only the bitterness at the bottom of our cups. Meanwhile, Project 2025 sits on the shelf like a loaded gun. I believe they say already 47% of it has been implemented, aimed at the rights we breathe with daily, our bodies, our wages, our voices, our daughters' tomorrows. And when the smoke clears, we'll wonder why libraries closed, why rights dissolved, why the world tilted beneath our feet. And someday, somebody will say, damn, Did you see who was on that list? Selective outrage is the new entertainment, but liberation, that requires more than curiosity. It requires consistency, care, not for the scandals whispered in shadows, but for the battles happening in daylight, the ones that decide if tomorrow will still hold a place for any of us at all.